Hi guys, it's a Monday, it's my day off. I don't usually make material on a Monday, as you guys know, but my other half works Mondays now. Here we go. So I'm off to my dad's, have a bit of a discussion, bit of a chat. With everything that's going on, you can kind of understand why. And I just thought I'd do a little bit of vlogging today, you know, with me day off. Take you for a drive. Now I've got multiple routes I can use to get to me dad's, and I cannot be asked to deal with a lot of crap, so what I'm going to do is use the major route. Now I could go... Why do people do that? You're in your own car, see somebody coming the other way and go, cheers. Why do you say things? They can't hear you. That just always gets me. Why do you do that? Why? Cheers. Like they can hear that. But anyway, yeah, I could always go straight through Chelmsford, go around Springfield and then down the A12 at Boreham Interchange, fly along there, go to the 130 and down that way. Or I could follow the 120 onto the M11, onto the M25 to the 127 and in that way. I've had a shufty on the old Google apps. It's about 11 minutes slower. And there's no traffic. So, do I want stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, you know, gas, brake, honk, honk, punch, gas, gas, gas? Or do I just want to go and sit on dual carriageways and motorways? It's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? So I'm going to go the major route today. Just makes life easier. I was watching Canell's latest upload. I think it's his latest one anyway. And it's about truckers carrying guns in the US. And if you've got a concealed carry permit, you can carry it in certain states that recognise it. And there's a usacarry.com, I think is what he was using, and it tells you what states will recognise your carry permit, what states will not, and what to do in those states that do not recognise it. For example, as long as you have a lockbox, the gun is unloaded, it's out of reach, it's out the way, you're not carrying the gun, it's not on your person, it's not within reach and it's not loaded, you are not in breach of any of the state laws. But whether you're into guns or whether you're not, whether you're anti or pro or you don't really give a crap, he did raise one thing, and it's kind of the bizarre thing with all of the debates around guns in general. But like I said, just walk away from the gun itself, because it's kind of a bit bizarre bit to this entire debate. I can't really think of the word I want to use at the moment. Please forgive me, I got in about 4 AM, I went to bed about 5 and it's 11:49 at the moment. I'm still a bit tired, I can't think of my words. But he raised the point of he doesn't care whether the state allows it or it doesn't matter what the Second Amendment says, it doesn't matter what the state says, it doesn't matter what the government says. It is his right on this planet to defend himself if his life is threatened. Now take the gun away from it for a second, because he did. In his example he said, I could use this pen, stab you in the neck, I could use this, I don't know what it is, and whatever. It is his right as a human to defend himself if his life is threatened. And that's... oh, you bastards. Oh well, never mind. Detour time! And that's kind of the point. Like I said, take the gun away from it for a second. Just for a bit. And this is to anybody who is anti-gun and anybody who is pro-gun and anybody in between, the vast majority of people who just don't really care anymore. Do you have the right to defend your life? Well, do you? Does it matter? You know, murder is one of the is a deadly sin. It's 10 Commandments: thou shalt not murder, so on and so forth. It is a crime. But if that person is going to kill you, do you have the right to kill them? In your defence, to save yourself or your family or whatever. You know, your loved ones or yourself. Answer that question. Do you have a right to protect your life? And that's the bizarre thing in the debate. In America, I mean, in this country we don't exactly have a massive gun issue. Let's be fair, I'm not trying to bring that over to here. You already know my position. I don't think military grade weaponry should be available to the civilian population. You already know that. But it's the weird thing because it is kind of a global debate about the gun legislation in America. I mean, how many people really want to go to America, but they don't, because of guns? And the entire debate starts all over the world about America's gun control. But it's the one weird thing that is always overlooked. Does a person anywhere on the planet have the right to defend their lives against somebody who's going to kill them? Do you have that right? Well, in a country where you've got nearly as many guns as people, doesn't really matter whether you start banning them. You know what I mean? It's kind of, okay, fine, so all the legal law-abiding citizens will go, here you go, have my gun. And all the gangs that actually create the major issue with guns in the first place, the legal gangs doing illegal activity with illegal guns, don't really care. And that's the issue with America. Please understand, I am talking about America. It's one of those... It was the way he kind of said it, because he's just making his point and he's saying, you know, it's his right as a human on this planet to defend his life. And it's true. Even in this country. You know, if you're going to come after me and I've got a way of putting you down, you won't survive. Because it's you versus me, isn't it? And that's perfectly acceptable, because it's... Well, it's perfectly fine in self-defense. I hate that junction. Because that junction's one of those angles where that is right where you need to see. But it's a wonderful thing, and I was watching it this morning and I was like, he's got such a point. Because at the end of the day, there are states in America that they do not issue carry permits. They do not issue permits to have guns. I mean, California is a major one. New York, you're not allowed to carry a gun there. And Oregon won't accept out-of-state carry permits and things like that. But the thing is, in those states, you are still technically allowed to have a gun. You just can't carry it, which means it needs to be locked away. It needs to be secured. Obviously, it's not on your person. So as long as it's out of your reach, secured and unloaded, hidden away, you're not in breach of the rules. Let me just set my cruise control up. It takes... I-30s have this weird little thing. It takes a couple of seconds for it to wake up. So you go to set it, and I use cruise control all the time in trucks. You go to set it as you take your foot off the accelerator. These things, you do that and it doesn't set for a second, and then it sets, and of course you've lost some speed, so then you have It is kind of annoying. It's one of the annoying things on these cars. But there we go. But yeah, I was watching that. So anybody who is curious about what the hell I'm going on about, it's Jay Canell's Can You Carry Guns in a Truck? Just go and have a look at Jay Canell and then go to his channel, see his video, press the video one, obviously the most recent one comes up, it's going to be that one. Big yellow unit with pictures of guns around it. You can't miss it. Go and have a shufti. But it is an interesting point when you think of the American debate. Please understand that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, I'm not talking about let's bring all the guns back in the UK. Don't go down that road. I'm talking about the American debate. Because this is kind of the thing that's almost overlooked when they talk about the statistics of the amount of deaths through through shootings. Because saying gun crime is a bit of an annoyance to me personally, because it's crime, but they had a gun on them. Would the crime drop if the gun was taken away, or would there still be crime? So it's kind of, to me, it's a bit of a misnomer. The thing is, a lot of areas of America are densely populated. Detroit, New York City, like the Bronx, for example. You've got Chicago, and they're densely populated, and they have a lot of impoverished people living way below the poverty line. Now ask yourself, in those situations, is crime usually high? What is he doing? I know that's a classic car, but it's an MG. He can go quicker than that. Oh, isn't that nice? Look, he doesn't need to indicate. Isn't that nice? I'm into classic cars. That does have an indicator fitted. Isn't that nice? Isn't that polite? And then they wonder why their classic cars get written off. Imagine if I'd have been a new driver, no experience, you know, changing the CD. He's not indicating, oh, he's not going to be turning. All of a sudden, you'd be on him, wouldn't you? Just saying. Always remember, the person behind you might not be experienced, might not be able to work out what you're doing because they might be retarded. I don't know. Neither do you. That's why you have an indicator. And if you don't have an indicator, there's these funny things called hand signals. That one, you're not going to see if it's in the car. So how do you do that one if you're the driver and you don't have a passenger? We use this arm, which I'm not going to do, there's a window in the way, and you do that. That, braking, that means you're turning left. Pretty simple. Anyway, rant over. But all these areas have great poverty, and just look across at any area in any country, anywhere, where there is a dense population of people who are impoverished. Maybe they don't have jobs, maybe they have really remedial, low-paid, like 5-6 grand a year style jobs. And I mean really low, like part-time ones. And ask yourself, well, what level of crime is there? Because how many shootings in America are between gangs, or criminals versus law enforcement, or suicides, or, you know, in those areas of massive poverty, and then go and have a look at somewhere like the Hamptons, or go and have a look at most of Arizona state, or Texas. I'm not saying there are no shootings, of course there are. But what is the percentages? Now remember, Arizona and Texas have open carry. So just, that's the thing that's always missed in this debate as well. Because remember, I'm trying to go for the American argument here. I'm not trying to go for the British argument. I am perfectly happy with the gun legislation in the UK. Okay, I don't want to see it changed because there are too many numpties in this country. So please, 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 do not think I'm calling for bringing sidearms back. Not. Talking about America. It's just... It's when I watch things like that. Now, he was a merchant marine. It's when I watch things like that and you listen to the person chatting away. Jay Canell's not one of these people who is, I'm right, you're wrong. He's not one of those YouTubers. He's the first trucking YouTuber I noticed, I found, because I was curious about Canada and America and driving over there, as you well know, for obvious reasons. And he was the first one I came across. Pure accident. I wasn't searching him specifically, it was just pure accident. And I watched him and I saw he's quite eloquent, he's polite, he knows what the hell he's talking about. So he doesn't have to go there all the time. He's not like that. And he did a shout out to this young lad called Trucker Josh in Canada, and you sit there and you find him, and that's how I got onto Trucker Josh and things like that. I'm just going to go past him. I hate doing this when I'm trying to save fuel, because I set my speed up, because I know how my speedo works, so I'm just slightly slower than most trucks. So as they go past me, and then I can knock my cruise control off and let them go past, pull in, and then resume. And every so often I come across a bastard who drives like me. And it's like, so I have to accelerate, go past him, and then pull back in, and I've just wasted some fuel. Oh well, I do it to everyone else. And then this. Why? Oh, you son of a... Now, I don't mind people travelling slowly, but that, so as you're aware, was 38 miles an hour. I don't mind people travelling slowly. That's just dangerous. It's fun when I can do all of this whilst I'm driving along. Yeah, you get to see everything I see and I get to react to it at the same time. Of course, in my own car I'm allowed to. Whether I'm legally defensible in my own personal world, oh well, let's hope I don't have an oopsie daisy. And if I do, you'll see it. Well, you might not actually, it could be confiscated and used in evidence against me, but there we go. But I'm just going to have one of those drives, aren't I? I really am. I've decided to set myself up on a major route so I can sort my speed out, cruise along, be nice and economical, and I'm going to have one of those drives. That truck, that class 2 that I was catching up, you saw me catching up, correct? You might be able to see him behind me. He's now catching me up. I'm on cruise control. My speed hasn't changed. I'm just going to let him go past now. You saw me catching him up, did you not? I'm not changing my speed. I'm not doing it. He can stay out there. I'm not changing my speed. I am not changing my speed. Okay? I'm not touching anything. He can stay out there. Sod him. You all saw me catching him. It is going to be one of those drives. It just is. Nothing I can do today is going to make any damn difference. And if anybody's curious, this is, you know when you sit there and you say, oh, trucks shouldn't be allowed to overtake each other, everything should be set to an exact speed. My speedo is registering 59 miles an hour. That is what my speedo is telling me. I'm going to hazard a guess he's limited to 56. He's obviously got the arseache with me, because I overtook him. Yeah, and you didn't go anywhere, but I was catching you numbnuts. Means I was going faster than you. Well, you pulled in and slowed me down because that green car. No, I didn't slow you down. He slowed you down. I was just thinking, well, he's obviously driving away. I pulled in and got my judgment wrong. It's happened. But no, I'm registering 59 miles an hour. Is my speedo correct? Is that one of the fastest class 2s on the road? This is the issue when you say about, you know, all trucks should be limited to the same speed. Most of them, except for, say, Tesco's and the ones I'm driving, certain ones, most of the general hauliers at least, they are limited to the same speed. They are 56. It's just each speedo has a different version of 56. Your speedos are not that accurate. They're just not. So when you see them, you know, trundling past each other slowly, one's doing 56, the other's doing 56. It's just one has a 56 that's 57, and the other has a 56 that's 55, and stuff like that. So always bear that in mind, where if you're one of those people who sits there going, trucks should be banned from overtaking. They should all be limited to the same speed. 59. It's been overtaken. What are you going to say about that? To be fair, the amount of times I've been in the trucks I'm driving, when I'm in a bit of a rush and I've taken the old eco mode off and I'm giving it the good 56, I'm giving it the beans, and I go past something like Prius or something with a digital readout, and you can see it saying 60, and I'm trundling past them and mine's saying 56, my prat nav saying 55. Theirs is saying 60. Just saying. But there we go. But yeah, like I said at the start, my point of this is the Canell thing. But go and check it out. And if you don't know who he is, go and check him out, because it's actually, he's good. He's good in a fun way. He's also started to do, so like, you can tell he's bored. He's started to do some truck simulator stuff. You know, professional driver driving truck sim. So it's just fun. He's driving it and he's like, so it's 3 hours. I'm not sitting on this thing for 3 hours. And then he does part 1, part 2, part 3. So obviously he did sit there for 3 hours. Yeah, no, he's fun. You should go and check him out. But anyway, I think I have prattled on for far long enough for the Monday vlog. I think I've given enough oomph into it. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. I shall see you in the next one, whenever that may be. I'm always on a motorway, aren't I? See you later.